Good morning. How are you doing today? Sawadee Krap from Thailand. Hope you're doing well. While I'm waiting for you guys to come on, yesterday we were talking about moringa, which is a herb with packed full of all kinds of different benefits. So I got a friend who's going to give me some. So when it comes, I'll pot it and show you it tonight. Put it in the pot, get a cutting and put it in the pot, and then see if it will grow here. Fruit on cake, that's for you, Mitch. That's for you. I thought, what should I call it, the video today? I thought, I know. So I found this morning, early, I found a picture and said, fruit on cake. I like fruit on cake. So we've been playing in the garden a little bit, already hot. Already hot. I have a feeling Mitch is driving. Am I right or wrong? Good morning, Dharam. How are you today, sir? Why do I feel like Mitch is driving? My glasses are dirty. Nope, I'm home. Good. Good for you. Oh, it's late, isn't it? Yeah, it's late there. Sorry. Whew. Yesterday it was hot. Today I only did a little bit in the garden, and it's already boiling up. There's who was it? Tony. It was his birthday on the weekend. There I'm hot. White on rice. White on rice. How can you see the rice if you have white on rice? It's white. All white. No contrast. Have to have white on. You could have white. I guess you could have white with coconut milk. That's white and white, isn't it? White on. Morning, Andy. Me washing good floors. Yay. Koa. Ben. We're experiencing 45. Whew. Baroom, 45. Good morning. That's crazy hot. Richard from Florida, good morning. What's wrong with my glasses this morning? I can't see nothing. Got something on them. Something on my glasses. 45 centigrade. What is that? That's like 100. How much? What is that? 40 is about 100, right? So 5 more is going to be 510 something. See, Dharam says, hi, Mitch, you got your fruit. 45 is lava hot. Yeah, I agree. You guys are nuts. Make me laugh. That's why I like coming here. We laugh at each other. Funny. Just like we said before, it's like these are reading glasses, and they're not expensive. Oh, that's better. I had a hair on them. They're not expensive, like 200 baht, something like that. 1.25 for reading. And that's all I use. About 20 years ago, 18 years ago, I started wearing them because I was trying to read the tape measure, and it's like, I couldn't do it, so I had to buy these so I could read the tape measure. But they're still doing good. One day I should break down and buy a really good set with glass in them. then I could have to stop playing around with these plasticky ones. But they work. I guess I don't know how much, if they hurt my eyes or not. Fresh strawberries and blueberries today, no cake. Good for you, Mitch. But the day is still young. Kevin, you stud, put a well clothes on your neck. We will sweat less. What is that? Sorry? Put a well cloth. Oh, wet cloth on your neck. You will sweat less. Yeah, I should. Yep, got it. You know, I think it's in 7, and some of the other shops where they sell the water, they have these little tiny cheap cloths in water, rolled up and put in a plastic bag, so you can buy it. It's like it's very cold, damp cloth. And when you're working, man, that's nice. You know, if you've been hot outside or something, you put one of those on your head, man. I almost thought about bringing the fan out here. 45, that's hot. I know Delhi gets very hot in the summertime, crazy hot. I was like looking at the terrain. You know, I'm a geography nut. So if you go, what is it? If you go north to Hardwar, and then north of that is Rishikesh, where the Beatles stayed in that ashram. It's right like at the foot of the Himalayas, so the ground's reasonably flat, and then it just goes straight up, and that's where the Himalayas are. So the water comes out of the mountains. Where it leaves the mountains, on the right side, the other side from of the river, you have to walk over a bridge, is where the Beatles stayed. And I remember being there in the summer. Whew, crazy hot. Yes. That's what I was just saying, Mitch. You can buy them in 7-Eleven. I've seen them once, I think. They're I know of them, but I've not seen them. They're not that popular, so I guess I just have to look harder. So yesterday we talked about moringa and the health benefits. World 10 hottest places are in India. What? Crazy. Yesterday we talked about moringa, and a friend, actually Jangle, bought me some, or is bringing me some, and I'm put it in the pot, and I'll show you it later in the video tonight. So yeah, we're gonna plant it. It grows here, and it's around Thailand. So it's a stalk about the size of a pencil, just a little bit fatter. So I'm gonna put it in the dirt, and you'll see that tonight. The Dapper Gel one. I accidentally deleted it. Oh. Good morning, Badger. Hey, Tony. Happy birthday to Tony. Happy birthday to you. 60! Whoop, whoop. 60 years old. Or should I say 60 years young? I'm young too. Hope you had a good time with your wife and yourself out on your motorbike. Oh yeah, take the gel beads from inside a diaper. Sew a thin bag like a snake. Put the gel beads inside and soak that around. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks, Kevin. Yep, feel good. Had a good week, great weekend. Well done. Still no beer. Good for you. I seen Lisa in your video had a beer. You did a good job. I seen what you were drinking. Good for you. Good for you, Ben. Set a goal. Focus. Do it. Fantastic eye gel beads. That's a good idea, actually. Wonder if I could find them somewhere. Can you freeze them? I guess you can, can't you? I think I've seen something like that. You freeze them, and then you could put them, like you said, wrap them up in a toweling. Put them in the freezer and take them and put them around your neck. Very good idea. Thai style zucchini, very nice. Yes, soda water and lots of ice, fresh lemon. I like a little apple cider vinegar in it as well. Cool. Garden centers have them here too. Oh, nice. What's that say? 50 centigrade. Rajasthan state yesterday, 50 centigrade. How much is 50 centigrade in Fahrenheit? That's got to be, yeah, I agree, Mitch. 50 centigrade. Too much. You know, when you get past 35, it's in the shade with a breeze is okay. When you start to approach 40, it starts to get towards the you know, you're coming up to 100 degrees, and it's like with a breeze outside. Okay, 122. Thanks, Mitch. That's ridiculous. I bet you have to keep the AC on. I mean, do people work in the fields? I don't guess nothing grows there, does it? Who said that? That was Duram. Do people grow vegetables or anything there? I don't think so, do they? It'd be too hot for a vegetable, wouldn't it? It's getting better. That's unfair. We should get some of that here. 50 degrees centigrade. 122 degrees. What grows there? Or does anything grow there? It must be just a desert, isn't it? When I worked in Mojave Desert, air was 114, ground temperature 145. Yeah. I was in Death Valley once, and it said 114. There was a thermometer there, and it said 114. You know, it's amazing when you think about it. I was in Death Valley in a motorhome, right? And 114 degrees. And I can say it was a little bit uncomfortable. And then, but they had AC, they had electric, so I had AC inside the motorhome, so no problem. But it's still hard to stay cool in that temperature. And at night, it was still hot. It didn't cool down. But then the next morning, left Death Valley area and went north to what's that place called? On top of the mountain in California. It's a national park. I forget the name of it now, but it's at altitude. And there's no electricity in the state park. And it was freezing. So one night we're hot, in a 4 or 5 hour drive. That night it was freezing cold. So you went from shorts and a t-shirt and all sweaty to jeans and a sweater being cold. Funny. Yosemite, I think, isn't it? Yosemite National Park? Yes, Andy, it's like just crazy. AC are not working well. Yeah. Rome, where are you from? What state are you from? Can't grow them, but you can cook them. Skin cancer grows good there. Yeah, I bet. It is, oh, desert. Okay. Yeah, desert. I'm saying at 50 degrees centigrade, not much is going to grow there. You think the water hits the ground, it'll be gone, so everything's going to die. You know, here in the so-called winter, before the rains come, it's, you know, you get winter, and then you get like a couple months of what they call summer. It's just hot and no rain. And in that period, if you don't water stuff, everything's gonna, you know, everything will just like shrivel up and die, especially ferns and things like that. Yosemite sounds about right for, yeah, that's it. Yosemite was on top of the mountain. Beautiful park. And you can then, from where you park, you can walk up the hill. You can walk up the hill and what's everybody talking about? Mammoth Mountain is nice. Yeah. The highest point in Yosemite Park, 13,000. It's located in the southeast. Yeah, I came up, from what I remember, you know, the mountain range runs north-south. So when you leave Death Valley, and I headed north, but I stayed on the east side. On the west side, there's a lot of farming in there. Lots and lots of farming. 1 second, guys. Just let me go get a cloth, okay? I gotta get some cold something on my face. It's hot here. 1 second. That's better. Ooh. I remember parking in the state park. You have to go up and up and up and up and up. And you park in the state park. It was on the left-hand side. From the east side, you go up the mountain, and then you go into the park on the left. And then the next day, walked up to a high point. I don't know where I was or how high I went, but there was a lake, and if you lay still by some small trees there, some deer come walking around. You can watch them going up to have a drink. Really cool. Gujarat State, and my city name is Ahmedabad. I'm gonna look that up. Ahmedabad, World Heritage City. Google. Yeah. If I missed anybody, good morning. Beautiful day here, and this morning, like you, Kevin, hot. Yep. The doctor streaking isn't keeping cool. Lucas, no, streaking's not keeping me cool. Should I go jump in the river? I put my phone on the tripod next to the river. I'll just stay in the river and talk to you. What do you think? We have power around the clock. Good. I remember in Nepal they used to have when you say about power. I remember in Nepal, in Kathmandu, they used to have the power would go off at different times of the day. And they didn't have 24-hour day power. Towel, yep, wet towel. Wireless headphones. Fully charged. You know, Andy, about your wireless headphones. I looked at some wireless headphones a couple weeks ago, and remember I was researching that meter that measures Wi-Fi signals, and they said one of the worst things is wireless headphones, because you got a magnetic field here that's pretty strong and a magnetic field here, and it meets in the middle. So I'm sorry you've lost money, but I'm glad that it broke, because then you don't get your head buzzed. You can jump in the water with the farmer and do the vlog. Yes, Mitch, I could do that. Funny. You know, just my let me show you. There's the plant, you know, and the birds, you know, and over there, you see that tree there? It's a mango tree. Can you see the little house just past the mango tree with the pink blocks and the green roof? That's the pump house with a motor in it, and follow that pipe down to the river. And there's a pickup point, one-way valve pickup point in the river. And sometimes it falls off the thing I got it in, and it sticks in the mud and picks up dirt. So I have to go in there and clean it again. And you can be in there just a couple minutes. Sometimes the little tiny crabs get in the pickup point, and they get sucked into the valve, and when the valve closes, it gets jammed. They get jammed in there. But there's you're standing in the water trying to fix this, and there's all kinds of critters nibbling on your skin. Say, hey, get off. There's leeches in there too. I've never seen one. I've seen them in streams, but I've not seen them in the river here. But there's like tiny little freshwater crabs in there. Remember, you can prick your finger, but you don't finger your food. How you look good with that towel. Won't win a beauty competition for sure. Wet towel in a hot tea. Does that make any sense? None. I got water. I think I cooled down a little bit now. Whew. Yeah, I was just pottering in the garden, feeding the birds, doing this. Nothing exciting, but it just definitely got warm. Still no breeze yet today. Just a little tiny thing. I put the pocket Wi-Fi's in the tree again. Farmer question: does he pump work by suction, or does it have a corkscrew anger in the pipe? The second, Mitch. It's like a corkscrew, and when it spins, it pulls the water up to the top and dumps it into that trough. And there's a shaft that goes all the way down the middle. Sometimes the shaft breaks, and he has to get it up the hill and take it home. And a couple of times I've helped. You know, he's at the bottom pushing, and I'm at the top pulling. So you got it. The angle's about like this, right? So I'm here, and he's down here pushing, and I'm pulling. So you have to get your feet in just the right position. Do like a squat, like you're going to do like a deadlift squat sort of thing, and then just use your arms and pull it back up. So I pull, trying to keep my footing, and he's pushing, trying to keep his footing. And remember the day I told you I seen his wife over there trying to help him? I'm like, no way, because I was struggling, you know. And he says, "Can you do it? Can you do it?" And I was like, laughed at him. So and I pulled and he pushed, and we got it up, and then carried it to his truck. He takes it back, and then actually take the outer casing off, weld the shaft back together, and put the casing back on. Sorry, I've got to pump. See you tomorrow. Oh, jump. See you, Richard. All the best. Take it easy. Back breaking work almost like pulling stuck snowmobile. Yeah, same thing, Mitch. Same thing. You know, it's just all sort of like a rowing motion with your back. But we got it in his truck. He took it home, and then he got one of his workers to help him to put it back in, and it was working again. But you know, the where it comes up, the shaft's in the middle, and it pokes straight out the top, and then it empties and comes out the chute to the side, like at a small angle. But there's the bearing on top that supports it. He forgets to put grease in it, and there's a seal on both ends of the bearings, and he forgets to. He doesn't put the seal in right. He forgets to grease it. So every couple of months it fails. He has to do it again. One time it caught on fire. Crazy. Out of the 14,000 family, do you remember any of your oldest subscribers? Just out of the topic. No problem. The oldest one, if I can remember right, is around 85, something like that, I think. 80, maybe 80, 82, 83, something like that. Actually, my mother is 83 and she's subscribed. I have a friend who started a YouTube channel, got a bit stressed with it and canceled it, but he's going to start a new one. And when he does, I'll share it with you, because he's got a neighbor who's going to be 90 in September, and he was in some different wars. And my friend Dave's going to interview him in England. He's going to interview him, and he'll be 90 in September. And he asked it. I said to him about it. Asked him if he would do an interview, and the guy was like very excited to do the interview. So this Wednesday he's going to record him doing the interview. So when he does, and he has it online and everything, I'll share you his new YouTube channel, and you can watch the interview if you wish. And he's 90. This is the fruitcake gang? Yep. Fruitcake gang. I think he means the longest. Oh, sorry. Who's the longest? I have no idea. I guess some local friends here. Django, probably. Some local friends here. Oh, okay. So the first subscribers. I think Django. She was one of the people that encouraged me in the early days to do the channel. I kept and she encouraged me to do it. I got my bike stuck in the sand in the beach at Koa, and it was up to the rear swing arm. Tough work getting it out. Teach me to go on the soft sand. Hot work, snowmobile, similar job. Yep. The thing about, I think that like the sand is, it's got water around it. So to get the wheel out, you know, you got to move the sand because the air can't get behind it. So that must have been pretty good fun. Lucky you got it out. Yeah. Django's laughing. I think she's probably, Django Ring was the first, I think. Her and a few other people encouraged me to do it. She says, I can talk. I like photography. I like video. I wanted to learn to edit. And I have a million stories, so that's why I'm here. I have to lay it in sideways, then pull the rear wheel. Yeah, I would imagine so. Yep, same as quicksand. Cooling down now. Feel better now. It was hot before. My current bill this month is $55 for electricity. Mine, how much is? I've been leaving my AC on 24 hours a day, but I leave it on 27 at night, and in the day maybe 26, 25, and with a fan that's cool enough for me. And I think my last electric bill was 2,400, 2,300, something like that. How much is that? Can anybody figure that out? Was less than, how much is that then? In dollars, it'd be about $70, wouldn't it? Something like that. Kevin likes to talk and I like to listen. Thank you, Mitch. Planning later in the year and next year to do more road trips. We'll be heading up to Nan, stop at Bangkok to meet up with motorcycle friends, then ride north. We'll pop into Kevin and say hi. Sounds good, Badger. 4,000 is 100 pounds. Yeah. So $400 rupees. 4,000 rupees. So how much was, where's that gone? Oh, same. The Rams got the same electric as me, if I understood right. Yeah, I just leave mine on, because if you go out and come back in, you know, you got to turn I turn the bedroom AC on and the living room AC on, because the living room does the kitchen as well. And you got two of them on full blast for hours, whereas you just can leave one on slow and it keeps the heat from building up. So my electric bill is almost 1,500 a month. That's AC on for night time only, but pool running 10 hours a day, have a inverter AC, which is more, yeah, mine's are, that's what when I bought mine, I got the inverter AC too, yeah. I don't like leaving my doors open because there's too many critters and too much dust sometimes. And the farmer's working in the fields, spraying, I don't want all that stuff in my house, depending on which way the wind's blowing. I've had mine, I was quite surprised at times about my electric bill. When other people around here said it was 2,000, mine was 1,000. So, but I don't like sitting in my house sweating, so I'm not happy with that, especially when I'm trying to do things. You want your house to be a little bit livable. Mei Hong Song. Yep, nice. Have you ever looked into solar power? Hi, Jerry. I have looked into solar power, yes. But you know, one of the things, maybe, I don't know, but this is why I feel sometimes our power prices are the dearest in the world in Australia. Wow. That's, But one of the reasons why I've not actually spent the money to buy solar, and solar, if you look at how often, how many sunny days you have here, it would definitely pay for itself in a very short time. But for solar, you need an inverter, and then you need a volt, you know, the controller for charging. You need deep cycle batteries, which aren't cheap. So, and then, you know, you have to figure out how many watts you want to store. So I could make something in my workshop here, and you know, if you think you got 12 volt 100 amp batteries, and then you connect them in series parallel, do your Ohm's law calculation to figure out how many watts you're going to pull on it, So how many, are you going to run the AC from it? Are you going to, I did all this calculation in America once, and it was going to cost me about $20,000 to get off the grid. But, and I'm glad I didn't do it because I'm not there. And in the same way, I think about doing stuff like that. But am I going to be here tomorrow? Am I going to be here the next day? I'm not, I'm, as you can see, I'm not Thai. And I live in Thailand. So is somebody going to tell me someday, hey, you got to leave, or phalangs have to go, or you can't stay in this house? You can, I can always take it all out and take it to the next place. So I'm always, I don't relax well. So I'm always thinking, am I going to be here tomorrow? Will I be here in a year? Because if you think about investing to get your money back, that's the whole plan of solar, is it cost effective, and when does it break even, etc., etc. All this goes into your calculation. So if you say how many watts, well, you can go to the phone company, to the electric company, and see how many units you've used, and average that out over a month. Add, say, 10%. Then do your Ohm's law calculation to figure out how many batteries you need, and then what you need to charge it. So I could easily do that. On top of, I got a roof, quite easy, on top of where I park my truck. I could put it up on top of there. It's in the sun, face it southeast. The sun comes up in the morning, it start hitting it around now, and stop hitting it around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, everything's good for this area. And here comes the breeze. Woohoo! Right on time. So it would be a very good thing to use. If I'm still here in 10 years, then I would have kicked myself in the bum for not doing it. But now I keep thinking, I don't, it's hard to say, it's hard to think about permanent when you don't belong in the country, So I hope that answered your question, Jerry. That's the one. Yep, power. All naked again. Yep. We pay around $400 to $500 a month. Wow. That's a lot. When you think you have to go to work to earn that each month, what is the average salary, Andy? I mean, you have to have a salary per month of like at least $2,000, right? Because you're paying $500 for electric, plus food. You have a car to pay for, mortgage, insurances, all that stuff you have to. That's crazy. It sounds like somebody's got a monopoly there, huh? Or just gouging the people. I think Oz is expensive all around. I went to Perth in '88 when it was $2 to the pound. Cheap holiday. Don't do it. Dan says don't do it. What is that? Don't do the solar? What are you saying, Dan? Think the electric is cheap enough in Thailand rather than spend. Yeah. But, I don't know if you have that problem, Tony, where you are. Before, the electric would go off maybe once every 10 days-ish. And the last couple weekends, on a Sunday, they turned the electric off. I think they're finished now, because over on this side of the river, there's a river, and then on the other side, their electricity went off on the Saturday. So I had no water on Saturday because the electric pumps had no power. So they did the electric on that side, and then Sunday they turned our power off. So I had water, but no power. So that I'm led to believe with the new power lines, because the local people, the main power lines go on the main road way over there, and then there's the wire that comes across the fields to a transformer down the road here. That was all brought up to date. They had a problem with squirrels getting on the transformer and blowing the transformer about at least once a week. You hear this like grenade explosion where a squirrel got vaporized, but they put all this stuff on the wires to keep the squirrel from getting on the wires. So I'm hoping now that this is the new cables have gone through, it won't go off again. I'm hoping. It would do you no good to get into water all naked then. Yeah, Lucas, don't want to go in the water naked. There's leeches and crabs in there and little fish that like to eat your skin. So don't go naked in there. Our rivers and lakes here are brown. Can't you see your hand in front of your face? Our rivers and lakes here are brown. Can't you see the hand in front of your face? Oh, okay, yeah, because the ground's clay. Everything is clay, so it's not going to be clear unless you have rocks on the bottom. Like the idea of being able to pick up and move to another province or county on short notice. That's one reason I would retire in Thailand. Yeah, I would say, I'm going to do another video at some point about retiring, and I'm coming up to 7 years in Thailand now, so I've learned a lot. And I think, you get the negative people who think they know everything, but I have my opinion for my lifestyle. So I'm thinking to do another one of those, not so much cost of living, but just generally living in Thailand, and coming up to 7 years. Would I would say just rent. I think nowadays I would say rent. Yes, it's dead money, but if there's a problem with visas, or a problem with landlords, or a problem with noise, or a problem with drunks or drug people, you just move. Just get out of it. You don't need to argue. I mean, I get stressed sometimes, like the farmer. He has that pump, and sometimes he has it so loud it's just irritating. But he keeps trying to make it better, and now it's this morning it's okay now. But if you just rent, you can say, excuse my French, F it, and just go find a new place and move. But then the only problem about renting is if you want to grow trees, grow vegetables, grow something, it takes time. I've been here in this place 4 years, and I planted mango trees, and this year was the second year of fruit. So you need at least 3 years before you get fruit. So it's a scale. You got to balance it off to what you want, But I agree, Mitch. If there's a problem, you can just move. You can go to the market and buy your veggies and fruits, yes. But if you like a crazy person like me who wants to grow it themselves, then that's got to go in the equation. Do you remember your cute moments with the angel kids in the last post video? But I like that. Do you remember your cute moments with the angel kids in the past video? Iram, I do not. I'm sorry. I don't remember. But for the video tonight, yes, I did the video last night and rendered it and ran out at golden hour. I wanted to fly the drone up the river to, there's a river I pass on the way to Angtong. It's actually I wouldn't say it's a canal, not like a big river or anything. But it's beautiful, green, really nice. And I went down there and there were some children playing in the river. And so that will be on tonight's video if you like that. US GDP is about 56,000. $30-year mortgage, 40-year mortgage, nuts. Yeah, I agree. Mortgage is nuts. I had when I was 40 years old, I left the green clothes, and I had a little bit of savings, and I went to the real estate people in Salisbury in England and just said to them, I told them what my monthly pension was going to be, and I says, how much can I get? What mortgage can I get for that? And he told me, and he says, but you won't get much for that. I said, it's okay. That's all I want to spend on a mortgage, my pension. So I thought my pension can cover my mortgage, and then the money I earn during the month, each month, I can live on. So I did that. I didn't buy anything expensive, and I got a job quickly. I got a couple jobs, moved up, made more and more money, and I worked for a research company in England, and basically by that time I also had my own little company running, so I was working in the evenings and working in the day too, so money was coming in left, right, and center. So I could have probably paid my house off in 3 years, and but I sold it. I've had it for 5 years and sold it and made about $80,000 back then, that exchange rate, and then went to America and bought another house cash, run down, but fixed it up, no mortgage. That's how I did it. And I have a thing about, I don't like mortgages because it's just waste of money. But 79% is under 35,000. So, Kevin Day, I guess you're talking about America, right? Dan, no solar. Yeah. I keep thinking about it, even just a little, like one solar panel. But in the end, I got what is it, like a safety light, about so big, and it comes with a solar panel. So if you put the solar panel in the sun, and you connect it to your cell phone out of the sun, it will charge your cell phone. We have power cuts at times, but they also are replacing all the electric poles in the village. Yep. Good morning, Joe. Yeah, 7 years. It'll be 7 years in August I've been here. I can say after 7 years, if you can't learn a country in 7 years, you need help. You know, at the end of the day, you see the chinks, and you see the things that are bad, you see the things that are good. The main thing I like about being here is I like the food, and generally the people are friendly. You know, if you get behind the wheel and go on the road, they're not so friendly, but face to face in the village, they're friendly. So, but driving, oh, scary. But you know, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't be here. So the good things outweigh the bad. You just got to remember, this isn't England or America. You know, like if you make a noise in England, the neighbors will like be around knocking on your door, telling you straight to turn it down. But here, there's noises. You know, they don't look at noise the same way. Hence the billboard-sized speakers. Anytime there's an event, you know, somebody gets excited, or a birthday or anything, you know, you can hear, you know there's a party 5 kilometers away, and I'm not exaggerating at all. 5 kilometers away. Good for renting, yep. I read some naked comments. Oh. Mitch says, coincidentally, I've been thinking about gardening after retirement. Everything in my yard now is full bloom and producing. Yep. Mitch, are you staying there when you retire? Are you going to stay in Washington State? You know, one of the reasons why I left America and England and come here is because of I didn't feel comfortable, you know, with all this control crap that's going on and the way the police forces have been acting. I thought, I don't want to get involved in that. The last thing I want to do is wind up behind bars because I picked my nose in public or something, you know. It was just getting ridiculous, the stories you hear and see what you see. I thought, time to leave. And I'm happy to be here, and I have no visions of moving. But I know some people, if you have enough pension and you have a nice home that's paid for and you're comfortable, then you know you have to weigh that for yourself. About $70. Yes. Okay, cool. Kevin is in America. Nope. I'll be your neighbor. Okay, Mitch. Actually, if you want to be my neighbor, there's a piece of property right over there, right next door to me, that's vacant. He's been trying to sell it since I've been here. I think it's about, I think the last I heard, he's sticking to his guns for 80,000 baht per rye, and it's about 2.5 rye per acre. So what is that? That's like a 2.2 million. So what's that about? $32,000 for the land only. Some say that's expensive, but there's a guy down the road here about 400 meters. He bought 400 square meters with a derelict house on it. The place was run down, derelict, for 1.4 million. 400 square meters for 1.4 million. So if you get an acre for 2.2 million, the prices have definitely gone up because you're right on the river here too. Maybe you could rent the land. That'd be the way. Rent the land and not buy it. Back to what we were saying before. Most people in America make less than 35,000 GDP, 56,000. So the number aren't so correct. 56% could not come up with $400 in emergency expenses. Kevin, what you just said there about the $400 emergency expense, that's the thing that I always think about. You know, when I worked in a company in America. Was it what was it called? Part of the I forgot the name of it now. Semiconductor material. They make, I forget the name of the company now. It's in Raleigh. They make LEDs and semiconductor material. I worked in the characterization lab with electron microscopes and stuff like that. Loved it, loved it, loved it. But the people I worked with, you know, they were all making good money, but their mortgages sucked it out. One guy, his wife was a nurse, and he was like a supervisor, and he bought a home for $400,000. I'm like, dude, and the economy was already diving. This is when Obama was still in office. The economy was diving, and he had a Mercedes. She had a Mercedes. He had this monster pickup truck, a $400,000 house, kids going to school. I'm like, dude, are you serious? But, you know, nobody thinks what happens if. So that statement of $400, I agree 100%. You know, I always had savings. I'll live. If you look at me, you think, oh, he's only got a secondhand truck. He's got an old house in the middle of nowhere. But guess what? I got some money in my bank. And that's what I think is the most important. If the banking system collapses, you know, and they say, we need your house, your money's gone, everything is gone, then what do you do? And you don't, you know, I'm not scaremongering, but you just have to watch the news, right? So good point, Kevin. Yep. 3 months a year I will stay with Joe, and then so on. That is why when I get 1,113 from my medical condition from the military, I plan to live in Thailand. Good for you, Kevin. You can do it. $1,100. I think, how much is that? I always convert everything from pounds. So will that be, Kevin, will that $1,113, will that be your total amount each month, or will you have more? Okay, you don't have to answer that. I'll just say this. If you have $1,500 a month, you can live really easy. So I think you could, or $1,000, $1,100. If you rented a place, you can rent, not in Bangkok, but like outside the area of Bangkok, like in Ayutthaya. I know you can rent a room for between 4,000 and 4,500 with AC. And then food is like cheap. You know, you $1 a meal, $1.50 a meal. Breakfast, you can have something in your room, or you can go get, you know, jope, which is like a rice ginger thing. But you can, if you eat out twice a day, you're talking $2 for $3 for a meal, 2 meals. If you have a drink, you know, if you drink, but you can do it. Just have to be careful. I have half a rai, which is 800 square meters, and it was 600,000. Half a rai. Yep. But here the prices, from what I understand, used to be pretty cheap, but they're not anymore. Because even all around here, you'll see that people are buying land on the edge of the rice fields, on the roadside, and then the trucks bring the dirt in to raise the land from the rice field level up to the road level. Actually, yesterday, I passed another one. A rice field is now turning into be a house. And they put the dirt in, the tractor leveled it, and now they're grading it so to make it flat. Over here, they've done the same. Down here, they've done the same. So in the last couple months, a lot of people are buying rice field and delivering the dirt. But to deliver the dirt, it's 1,000 baht per truckload of dirt. So you're talking, anywhere from 50 to 100,000 baht just to deliver the truck, just deliver the dirt to bring the level up. Yeah, it'd be great to visit. It's great to see you, Mitch. I have 60-year lease on it. Cool. So you'll be 120 years old when you move out of there then, Tony. 23 meters by 35 meters. Okay, cool. Cree. Oh yeah, Cree, C-R-E-E is where I used to work. C-R-E-E. It's the headquarters is based in Raleigh, but they had manufacturing in China, Taiwan, California, research in California, all over the place. But they built mainly the LED, and they put phosphorus on it for the torch flashlight. But in that office that I worked, many people didn't have 2 pennies to rub together, spare money. They had a nice car, they have a nice house, they have all the nice clothes, but they don't have 2 pennies to rub together. Kevin Day, I read a couple of days ago, another thing to look at was $38,000 average credit card debt. Wow! $38,000 credit card. My credit card is right now, I have one credit card. Right now it's probably about 3,000 pounds because I bought that new lens, and I think 2,000, 3,000 pounds, somewhere in there. But I'm just waiting for the statement this month, and I'm going to bring it right back down to 1,000. The reason I keep 1,000, and I know it's dead money, but before I had the credit card and didn't use it, and they canceled it on me saying you don't use it. So I usually keep about 1,000 in there. I know it's a waste of money, but what can you do, right? Everybody's moving around visiting each other. So Duram's going to visit Mitch. Everybody's visiting each other. Average price for a home in Melbourne is $800,000 to $1 million, and $500 a month electric. Too much. I just think, you know what I think about? How hard you have to work to earn the money. How many? Because what you're doing is you're trading hours for money, right? Hours of your life for money. So I think. There's a young couple on YouTube that I watch. They have 6 million subscribers. She just bought him a Rolls Royce for his birthday. And I think to myself, why? When you have 10 other cars? Because everybody wants to look cool, you know? Don't think about the rainy day. Vroom, all the best. Have a great day, Vroom. Be careful out there. Thank you so much, Vroom. Have a good day. Look after yourself. Yes, each month until you get to 67, then it increases another in 7 years. Oh, good, good. Very good. Yeah, you can live on that money here easy. Okay, guys, we're up to the hour again. And time flies when you're having fun. Thank you, Durham. 38,000 average. Think of the high end of the scale. Yeah, I mean, it boggles my mind that people live like that, isn't it? You know, how much do you make? And you times that by whatever the equation is, and they say, oh, you can buy a house for this much money. And you know, they take themselves right to the end. They have no disposable income. Go for a meal credit card. I don't understand why people do that. But you know, the cool thing is, there's a lot of people who do the small home thing. You know, there's I've heard about people in England doing it. I have a friend, Dave, the guy I know. He has a small home. He bought it. He pays I think he said £40 a month rent, which is what, $70 a month, something like that, rent. And between him and his wife, they have savings and no debt. I love that. Lori, wet a couple dishwash for Lori, okay? How's that? Yeah, because the Joneses have a Bentley. Yeah, right. I agree, 100%. Robbie's here. Good morning. I have an ulcer. Oops. Hope it heals up. Or are you joking again? Yep, I've done it. Bought stuff don't really need. Impress people I don't even like. I love that, Tony. Yep, I've done it. I bought stuff I didn't really need to impress people I don't even like. I love that. My truck is a 2002, runs great, paid for it. Yep. I can't remember how old my truck is. I think it's coming up to 10 years old, but I bought it. I got a good price on it, and it's really reliable. I took it, to the Toyota garage when I got it. First thing I did, I bought it off a guy who ran a car cleaning company. And I think the air chain's getting my throat. I bought it from a guy in a car care company. He turned the clock back. So that was one thing. Muslim guy, turned the clock back. Has Muslim stuff all over his office. How holy am I? But I'll lie to you and steal your money. But it's a diesel, so I wasn't really worried about it. Because as soon as I went to the dealer, they told me that the clock had been moved back about 60,000 kilometers. But they checked it over, and there was a few things that they had to fix, and it was like a 4,000 or 5,000 baht to fix it. So, and it's been running great since. I think I told you what happened with the AC. The Toyota garage wanted to charge me 17,000 baht, but a local guy fixed it for 200 baht. Crazy. So you just got to be smart. Talking about all I need to do is saving money. I pay for my travels on credit card, flights, hotels, etc. Good idea, Andy. I would have an ulcer if I had debt. Oh, okay, yeah. I agree. It would upset me too. I'll check my email. I didn't check it. I've been busy getting excited about making video. I don't know why. Just lately I've been going nuts, crazy. I've been just enjoying myself. Yeah, that's it. Living. Talking about tiny homes, many towns. Yeah, I agree, Terry. Yep. Yeah, a lot of towns won't let you have them because there's so many building restrictions and building codes. It's ridiculous. And that's another reason I come here. You know, when I come here, I'm like, who do I have to contact? What do I have to do? And everybody kept saying, there's nobody to talk to. Just do it. So I finished I did the wiring in my house. Then I hired a guy. He brought the power from the line, not the electric people. The only thing the electric people did was they had to go get a meter. They put the meter on the pole and put the wires in the meter that my friend put up. And then they said, okay, your power's on. So when I took the power on, I hit the circuit breakers and the house came on. And I had AC. There's no building code in the countryside. You just do what you want. There is in the built up areas. But part of the thing about the building codes are to stop people and keep people poor. So Farang couldn't own land anyway. You can own land if you have a business visa. You can own land. Greetings from Chile, New Zealand. Oh, Barry. I'm sitting here sweating at 30 something and you're talking about 6. If we swap, what would that give you? I could have about 18 and you could have about 18. Yeah, Robbie says you can't own land in America because your ex-wife gets it. So, I know that too. Okay, guy, we're over the hour. 18 sounds good to me. 1 hour. Thank you, Duram. Guys, look after yourselves. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming. I had a good laugh again. I enjoy the topics we talk about. It was don't overspend. Keep your money in your pocket. Be sticky, frugal. Do you really need it? Keep the money in your pocket. Look after yourselves and stay healthy. The video tonight, I got some that moringa plant. I'll show you that, and some drone footage of a river system, which is really cool. So I haven't edited it yet, but I'll do that today. So you can have that tonight, okay? All the best, guys. Look after yourselves. Buckets of blessings. See you later. Good night.